Hey, first graders. We're on chapter 12 of The Big Box Fort. It hadn't taken them long to fix the hole created by the three bigger kids. Freddie used a lot of tape and soon the fort was as good as new. Freddie, Chipper, and Darla talked about how they could make the fort even better. We could put in glass windows, Chipper offered. That's a good idea, Chipper, Freddie said, but it would cost a lot of money. Maybe we could make a slide, Darla said, from the top of the fort to the ground. That would be a lot of fun. Freddie and Chipper agreed. A slide would be a blast. Wait a minute, Freddie said, looking around. What was that? What was that? Chipper asked. Did you guys hear something? The three first graders were silent for a moment. Even Mr. Chewy stopped chewing his bubble gum. I didn't hear anything, Freddie, Darla said. Me neither, Chipper said. What did you hear? It was a rumbling sound, Freddie said, but it was probably just a big truck on the highway. They continued talking, thinking up ideas, and having fun. Mr. Chewy kept chewing his gum and blowing bubbles. And they had no idea that a terrible thunderstorm was moving closer and closer and closer still. Suddenly, a loud rumble shook the ground, shaking the fort and causing it to tremble. Freddie leaned over and peered out a window. A storm is coming, he exclaimed. The sky is super dark. Chipper and Darla peeked over his shoulder. Sure enough, the sky was filled with bruised, swollen storm clouds. Then it started to rain. This is great, Freddie exclaimed. Our first storm in our new fort, and we're inside where it's warm and dry. The rain began to patter on the roof above them. The wind picked up, and the entire fort shook. I'm glad we're in our fort, Darla said, and not in a tent. The wind would have already blown the tent away. Yeah, Chipper said, but our fort is tough. We can stay here until it passes. And that's what they tried to do. Freddie, Chipper, and Darla sat inside the big box fort thinking that they were as snug as a bug beneath a rug until a drip of water landed on Freddie's head and another. Then a drop of water landed on Chipper's head and on Mr. Chewy's head. Hey, Chipper said. He looked up. I think our fort has sprung a leak. Soon trickles of water began coming in, but the storm showed no signs of letting up. And there was one very important thing that the three first graders hadn't thought of. When cardboard gets wet, it softens, it weakens. It soaks up water and gets heavier and heavier. Uh-oh, Darla said as she looked up. Chipper and Freddie looked up. Above them, the cardboard roof was sagging. Water was trickling in even faster than before. I think we've got problems, Freddie said. I think we should. Freddie never got a chance to finish his sentence. Without warning, the entire box fort collapsed, burying Freddie, Chipper, Darla, and Mr. Chewy inside. Chapter 13 is next. Bye, guys.